Well, this is my goals. Revision 1, update 4. All right, let me see where do I begin? Where do I begin? Right now my headphones are falling out of my ears. Let me try to adjust. All right. All right, let's start with the Valkyries. I made a separate video about this, but I did get my Shadow Knight to Triple S, as you can see in the upper right there. I also too got my Phoenix to Triple S, which is also too in the upper right. I also too, not too long afterwards, I got my Night Moonbeam? Yeah, Night Moonbeam to Triple S. So those are three things I wanted to accomplish, getting these Valkyries to Triple S, and that has now occurred. The only Valkyrie that I'm interested in getting to Triple S now is Hrungir of Sentience. So I'm going to work on that. Let me see here. Another Valkyrie that I'm kind of just getting to Triple S just because is going to be Valkyrie Blade Strike. So I'm working on getting her to Triple S, and mainly the reason why I'm doing it, like I said, just because, I mean, I play with her often. I use her whenever I join a co-op. I just play with her because of her, because in the co-ops where I get to use her team skill, her specific team skill, it provides SP based on the combo hit count. So it's pretty beneficial when you're in a co-op because, you know, you're coming in, you just want to, you know, burst down the enemies. In order to do that, in most cases, you need SPs. So you can get your ultimate out as soon as possible. And then you want to be able to keep being able to readily cast your ultimate as soon as it's off cooldown. And you need SP to do that. So I just play with her so that way she could just provide SP to the team. And so because I play with her as a staple character in co-ops, I'm like, I'll just get her to Triple S. And also, too, it'll be some form of conformity. Because then her Awakened character, which is also to Triple S, both of them will be Triple S. And it's like, okay, aesthetics. So that's what's going on with the Valkyries. I guess what I'll talk about is some other things about the Valkyries. One thing I decided to do is for Murata Himiko, a Kriegsmesser, I decided to go ahead and get Hrungir. Again, really just for aesthetics. I basically salvaged the blood dance, and my logic behind that is that now that Haxor Bunny Bronya has come out, it's like she's the Haxor Bunny Bronya is the best option to put in a team for ice damage, mainly because of how she works, which is, you know, when she casts her drones, you know, they're constantly attacking, so they're making up for, it's like they're doing damage. So even though she may not have a passive buff to increase ice damage, is the fact that her drones are constantly attacking, it's like it's making up the loss of a buff of damage by doing damage. And then because she can come in and cast her QTE without actually being swapped in, you know, you have the option to put stigmatas on her that can increase, you know, party damage. And since she is able to regenerate her capacity to come in and do QT quite frequently, it's like you're doing damage and you're still able to give a buff to the party by putting her in this equipment. And it's like, it's just better than what Kriegsmesser can offer, even with Blood Dance, because Blood Dance may give like a 60% elemental damage buff, but it's like you have to swap her in and, you know, consume precious seconds to, you know, get her ultimate out. I mean, I'm sorry, to get her weapon skill out, and then wait until you could bring back in the character that can do damage. So that's precious seconds that's ticking down if you're trying to compete. Also, too, it's like even with her weapon skill, depending on the enemies you're trying to apply her weapons, Kriegsmesser's Blood Dance weapon skill to, you have to make sure that the weapon skill actually connects. And sometimes the enemies will move at the last second and you'll cast the weapon skill and it will go, but it won't connect. So then the enemy isn't buffed and you just wasted seconds to have a weapon skill not connect. And then, it's like, and it's like those two reasons combined is just like, man, Hacksaw Bunny is just better for ice damage dealers. And two, wasting the precious seconds to cast a weapon skill and then to bring it back in could cost, even though it's 60% extra damage, it could still cost you, time that you might not be able to make up with just having a 60% damage boost. It's probably better to just keep the Valkyrie that's doing the damage in, so this way they could, get their SP, build up whatever their mechanic is, get a chance to build it up so the way they can burst, because when that Valkyrie that's doing the ice damage is not on the field, they're not gaining SP, they're not building up whatever it is they need to build up so that way they can, do their burst damage. So it's like, it's too time consuming, and to use Kriegsmesser with Blood Dance to try to get that weapon skill buff. It's too time consuming, and then you have the chance to actually miss with the weapon skill. So I decided to get rid of Blood Dance for those reasons, and that Hacksaw Bunny is better for ice damage dealers as terms of buffing their damage, as well as the fact that Hacksaw Bunny can do damage. So for those, I guess 3 reasons, I decided to get rid of Blood Dance or Kriegsmesser, but I decided to get a Hrungir, just really, I guess, aesthetics and just for fun. Because even though she doesn't have Blood Dance, I still have a team where I would like to play with her. So, if I come here and go start and go to preset teams, my fun team that I like to play with is at the bottom here. It's Mixed Elemental. And I I've talked about this before. They all could trigger each. Now that Shadow Knight is Triple S, they're all Triple S. It's like each one of them could trigger each other's, QTE. And this was always my vision to play with this. And it was like there's no other psychic character. I emphasize that because this team is a mixture of all the different battlesuit types. Shadow Knight is mech. Flame Sakatama, she's bio, and then Kriegsmesser, she's psychic. So I have the 3 basic types for battle suits in this team. I like that, and I like playing with these characters. I like the way their moves look. I like the way that they attack and all those things. And the fact that, Kriegsmesser is Triple S, it's like I just don't, in this particular case, I don't want to let this Triple S just sit idle by. It's like, I could use her in a team that I like to have fun playing, that I have fun playing with. She's Triple S, and she can do, pretty decent damage, with her signature weapon. Even without her signature weapon, but just having a gotcha weapon. So for these reasons, I just got her a Hrungir just so I could have fun playing with her. Also, too, I never really tried her out with her weapon. So I'll get a chance to see how well she can really perform. I like the fact that it gives 25% total damage multiplier, because this will increase her ice damage on a regular basis. Like when she does her charged attack with Threshold, she'll now get 25% ice damage while she's attacking, versus waiting for a cooldown just to have 60% elemental damage boost for 9 seconds. So I should see, more output from her, because now she's doing 25% increased damage all the time. So that's that. The other Valkyrie that I guess I want to talk about is Herrscher of Sentience. By proxy, I got her outfit, and I guess I'll just change it there. And so, her summer outfit, it wasn't really my intention to get her summer outfit. My intention, I guess now, my intention was to get resources. So before I talk about that, because that deals with a separate aspect of the game, I'm gonna go back to another Valkyrie. I'm gonna come back to Shadow Knight. The reason why I wanted to get resources is because I'm gonna upgrade Monet middle and Monet bottom to Ishikawa Gomen. Now, I was opposed to this mainly because, you know, I like having the triple, all three pieces of Monet because it triggers Shadow Knight's, you know, passive, which gives her 50% total damage to bleeding and slowed enemies, I believe it is. It could be bleeding and move slowed. No, just against slowed, this one right here, against slowed and bleeding enemies. And Monet bottom triggered that. Against all enemies. The way the Monet bottom worked is that when you're attacking a main target and that main target gets hit with the Monet bottom slow, the 3-piece set bonus of Monet would apply slow, a 10-second slow, like move slow, to all enemies in the, like, you know, being a hit by Shadow Knight. So that was an increased 50% total damage. I was very hesitant to move away from that because I wanted to keep that triggered. Also, too, was my plan to continue to use, for the middle piece, to use Durac M, which was a very significant damage boost. It's like up to like 65% total damage increase, at least for 9 seconds. And then after that, it goes back down to 52. But that's just a very significant total damage boost. And if you're wondering how that works, if you read the Stigmata set, the Stigmata piece for Durac M, it says you gain ultimate burst attacks, gain 20% total damage, period. That means just flat, just increase. And then during burst mode, the host gains 20% total damage and another 1.6 total damage per second. So that means you have the 26 flat that ultimate burst attacks gain. And then once you actually enter into, what does it say? During burst mode, which is what Shadow does, you gain another 26 total damage. So that's how you get the 52. Plus, for every second that you're in burst mode, you gain 1.5 total damage. And it stacks up to 9 times and it lasts 9 seconds. So it's like, that alone was very powerful. So I've been contemplating, well, how can I, like, what combination of things would allow me to still gain that 50% total damage that I would get from 3-piece Monet with some other combination of Stigmatas? How can I balance this out? Well, the only way to really do it would be to get Ishikawa Gomen bottom and Ishikawa Gomen middle. The way that works is because Ishikawa Gomen middle gives you, when fully upgraded, it gives you a flat 20% total damage increase. So if I just come down here, I should see it pop up right there. Ishikawa Gomen middle gives you a flat 20% total damage increase. So that's 20% total damage. With the set bonus, with 2 pieces, when hitting an enemy with combo attacks, which is the key phrasing in this sentence, combo attacks. That means when I'm doing my regular basic attacks before I initiate the combo attacks, Ishikawa Gomen 2-piece set will not trigger. The moment I start hitting with a combo attack, then it will trigger Ishikawa Gomen's 2-set bonus piece. Which means when I'm doing the most damage, that's when I'll have the buff applied. So I get another 30% total damage for 7 seconds with a 10-second cooldown. So 20% total damage from Ishikawa Gomen middle, plus the 30% total damage for 7 seconds from the 2-piece set bonus when I'm hitting with the combo attack, equals 50% total damage that I could get pretty reliably with the Stigmata set. So that makes up, so without having a 3-piece set bonus, I'm still able to trigger 50% total damage against all enemies I'm hitting from these 2 pieces. So I got the 50% total damage. The only thing that I'm really missing now would be the 30% lightning damage that I get from Monet Middle, because Monet Middle gives me 30%. See, the goal is I had that 30% with Monet Middle when I was triggering the 50% total damage from Shadow Knight's passive. So that gave me 50% total damage plus the 30% lightning damage. So the goal is to try to recreate that scenario. Because of Ishikawa Gomen bottom, you get 35% lightning damage. You lose the attack speed from Monet bottom, but you gain 35% lightning damage. So by getting Monet middle and Monet bottom, I'm able to get that 50% total damage between between Ishikawa Gomen. I'm sorry, let me repeat that. Because of getting the Ishikawa Gomen middle and bottom, I'm able to get the 20% total damage plus the 30% total damage from the 2-piece set bonus to make up for the 50% total damage that I'll be losing by not being able to trigger the 3-piece set bonus of Monet. Because of the Ishikawa Gomen bottom, I'll be getting the 35% lightning damage to make up for the 30% lightning damage I'll be losing from Monet middle. So by getting these two stigmata pieces, I'm able to essentially recreate what I was getting from the Monet stigmata set against all enemies. And so, that's like the logic there. I still will get, you can say bursty with the stigmata set, because when I do get a chance to put a bleed on all enemies, such as when I cast Nuwada's Revenge or Nuwada's Grief, I think it's Nuwada's Revenge. I cast that, it hits all enemies in front and it bleeds all enemies that it hits for 12 seconds. So for 12 seconds, not only will I have the 50% total damage during a combo attack from Ishikawa Gomen middle and bottom, plus the 35% lightning damage from Ishikawa Gomen bottom, I'll now have, for a brief period, 12 seconds of increased 50% total damage against all enemies hit by the weapon active of Nuwada's Revenge. Also, too, when I cast my ultimate, I apply a slow to all enemies hit. So for that brief period that they're all smooth slowed, they will also, too, be taking an increased 50% total damage at that time. So I can stretch it out to make it last maybe like about 16 seconds of having a burst or boost of 50% total damage from Shadow Knight's buff, while having the benefits from Ishikawa Gomen middle and bottom. So, that's the reason why I needed the resources so I could make that upgrade. Also, too, for the Valkyries, all of this has been spurred mainly because of the Summer Vault event. So I'm going to do a quick segue here. I'm diverting to explain, but I guess before I do that, I guess I could keep it concise. So if I go to Phoenix, I've been kind of like let down with kind of fire equipment that I could put on Phoenix that could allow her to do damage. I couldn't really find anything sufficient. So the best thing that I ever saw was Lowenhulk, but I was like, man, it's a tier 3 or generation 3 stigmata set. For me to get that, it's going to be crazy. Who knows? I don't know how. But because of the Summer Vault event, I'm able to get Lowenhulk. I get a Lowenhulk stigmata piece. Then also, too, because of the Battle Pass season, Lowenhulk is in there for the Diamond Crystallum, I believe. And so it's like, okay. And because you now get 3 Crystallum from BP, just from like BP Vanguard, the 3 Crystallum you get from BP Vanguard plus the 2 Crystallum that you're able to get from the dorm shop allows you to get 5 Crystallum per version. Since this is the first version offering Diamond Crystallum, there will be another version offering Diamond Crystallum. And because the stigmatas tend to carry over for at least 2 versions, in 2 versions, by the end of 2 versions, I will have 10 diamond crystalline, which will allow me to get another piece of glowing hope. So because I got the resources so I could get Thales, I'm able to get 3 pieces of glowing hope because of the various things that are occurring at this time. Now, since I have a way to get that, I needed the resources so this way I could get Thales, so this way I can upgrade it to glowing hope, and this way I could gear my Phoenix so this way she could do damage, and have her in a very good Gotcha Stigmata set. So that's what I'm working towards with my Phoenix. And as I've just discussed, that's what I'm working towards with my Shadow Knight. Other things that's going on with Valkyries, as terms of SNyx, you know, it was my intention to try to get her weapon, but in the time that I've had her, I just haven't really played with her. I mean, there's some content where she's useful, but overall, it's like, I just don't really play with ice damage dealers. You know, there are bosses that benefit from ice damage, like that are weak to ice damage. It's just that I haven't built up any ice damage dealers, and mainly because none of the ice damage dealers are characters, one, that I'm really interested in playing. To me, I don't really find them really like fun to play. And 2, because ice damage in this game is like the whale category for Valkyries and damage. In other words, that's where MiHoYo has decided to make the game the most competitive, is with ice damage, meaning there's no real free-to-play options you can use that will deal very good like ice damage. All of the ice damage dealers are locked behind a paywall or behind an awakened character, which requires, you know, good gobs of resources to build. And it's like, you know, you just have to be prepared to make a very huge investment in order to build up those characters. And I never was really willing to make that investment, so I never built it up. And 2, there was never really any Valkyries that I just enjoyed playing enough to make me want to build that character and to play it. That's why I never really built an ice damage dealer. And right now, I guess, like I just mentioned, I have like with the characters that I do have, there's no place, there's nowhere where I would like use them over other Valkyries I enjoy playing. The only place where I felt like compelled to build a Valkyrie to deal with any content was in the what is it, Universal Mirage? Is that what it's called? Yeah, Universal Mirage. This way I could clear the ice damage. This was the only place where I felt compelled to like, okay, let me just build up something so I could clear floor 6. Now that I've cleared floor 6, it's like, okay, well, whatever. In the process of me getting resources and the outfit for Hersh of Sentience, I got to go back to Valkyries. I did decide to get Argent Knight Artemis and locked her. I leveled her up and I leveled up her skills. So, you know, I was at a point where I had to decide if I wanted to get her weapon or not. I mean, I decided to not get her weapon because how I got Hrungir for Kriegsmesser was that I, you know, converted a lot of gotcha weapons that I've been holding on to weapon resonance. And then I just, you know, kept converting stuff to asterite. So this way I can kept refreshing the exchange shop. So this way I could get the Hrungir from the exchange shop. As you can see, 672. So I've refreshed it a bunch of times. And as you can see down there, I got the Hrungir. And in the process, when I first saw Thales, I just picked it up because, you know, that's how this works. You don't know if something will show up again in the exchange shop. So if you see it, you just get it. And so I saw Thales, different version of Thales along the way, but who knows? It may have never showed up again, and I didn't feel like waiting. So that's what's going on with the Valkyries. I mean, SNyx, she's a really strong Valkyrie. It's just, I'm just not playing with her. And it's probably going to be the same thing with Arcanite Artemis. I'm just not going to play with her, really. And this one piece of content where Arcanite Artemis is like in demand, and that's in this Elysian realm. But the thing is that you need these special keys to unlock Valkyries to battle with. So even though at this time, none of the Valkyries that I enjoy playing with are available for battle, at one point in time, they will be. And so the goal or the idea is that, you know, I want to have keys ready for when one of those Valkyries appear. That's one. But the biggest thing is that for these Valkyries, in order, let us say, you know, you get, there's progression in this game. And let me see here. Where did I see it? Collection rewards. Here it is. General signets. You get crystals. All right, so this is it, but this isn't what I thought. But you get crystals for getting the signets for, you know, Valkyries and whatnot. For different characters. You get 50 crystals for getting exclusive signets. This has, that was what I was looking at. All right, but the key thing is that in the event for the Elysian Realm, use any battles to clear stage sequence normal or higher. In order to clear the stages on normal or higher, you're going to have to invest into a Valkyrie to make them more powerful. You have to consume upgrade materials in order to do that. I don't want to consume upgrade materials on Valkyries that I don't enjoy playing. These upgrade materials are limited, and you're going to have to farm for more. And if I go away, throwing away, or, you know, wasting away all these upgrade materials on the Valkyries I don't enjoy playing and I wouldn't want to try to push with, you know, I was like, I might as well just try to save them until a Valkyrie appears. Like, oh, I enjoy playing with this Valkyrie. I want to push with her. I have equipment for her that I've already built. For instance, if they would have put Shadow Knight in here, or if they would have put Herrscher of Sentience in here, I'd be like, okay, great. I've got a Valkyrie that I've built up that I enjoy playing. I will invest all these points and stuff into her and to try to use her to go as far as I can in this Elysian realm. I don't want to do that with Ritual. I don't want to do that with Valkyrie Gloria. You know, I don't want to do that with Arcanite Artemis. So that was a diversion, but I had to do that to express where's the only other place where Arcanite Artemis is to be able to be used. So I guess that's pretty much it for the Valkyries. I guess right now what I'll do is do a little bit of just general discussion. It probably won't take too long. Like I was mentioning, I needed resources. So I did a dump of a lot of my crystals. I had like about 19,000 crystals saved up. And what led to me doing this dump was, it was my intention to try to get the weapon for SNyx. But at some point, when I was starting to make pulls for resources, I realized that, holy crap, I only have 19,000. In order to do 10 multis, I need 28,000 crystals. At this point in time, with only 19,000 crystals, SNyx will appear, at least from watching other videos about the CN schedule, SNyx will appear with her, with her equipment in like about 4 weeks. In 4 weeks, it won't be possible for me to get like another 9K crystals. I might come close. I might have something like 24K crystals, but I won't have 28K crystals. And there's a very good chance that I could have dumped all my crystals into that, trying to get her weapon and not get it, or because it might require more drops than I have crystals for. That could possibly happen. The key reasoning behind it is that I can make a whole bunch of those pulls and I could get a whole bunch of weapons, which is what I've experienced a lot in this game. Like, I just find myself getting a whole bunch of weapons. It was like, I don't need weapons. I need stigmas that I can salvage or something. And so because I needed resources in order to get stigma resonance, because I needed stigma. I had like about 3K stigma resonance before I started making pulls for resources, like 3.7 or whatever it was, stigma resonance. I needed stigma resonance this way I could get fails, and I needed stigma resonance this way I could upgrade stigmata pieces, Shadow Knight's Monet middle and Monet bottom, upgrade them to generation 3 Ishikawa Gamin middle, Ishikawa Gamin bottom. So that's what prompted me to go ahead and just pull all the way through the outfit summer supply for Hearse of Sentience. I just kept pulling, and unfortunately the Stigmata Resonance was the last pull I had to make, so I dumped all my crystals so I could get that Stigmata Resonance, which is 2,000. I did that because that was guaranteed I would get 2,000, versus making pulls on a focus supply and just end up getting a whole bunch of weapons to it's like, I can't use this. I didn't want to dump all those crystals and find myself with a whole bunch of resources that I couldn't use to actually help me move forward. So the goal was to make sure if I'm going to dump resources, dump it into something where I know I will get what it is that I'm looking for, and then move on to things that come with a chance. So in that process, I did make some drop pulls on focus supply. I wasn't interested in getting anything from here. I did make a lot of pulls here, and I was fortunate enough to get 2 stigmata pieces from this. I think I got 2 or 3 stigmata pieces from this. I think I got 2. I did make some dorm supply drops, and I got a stigmata piece from this, and I got a weapon. And I think I made some more focus supply later here, and I got another weapon. So I got the stigmata resonance that I needed in order to be able to, go to the exchange shop and get fails. I got the stigmata resonance I needed in order to be able to upgrade Monet bottom to Ishikawa Gamin bottom. And now I just need some more stigmata resonance, so this way I can get another 50 spatial convection. So this way I can, where is this, under forging? So this way I can upgrade Monet M. I will need more stigmata resonance. This way I could upgrade Thales, but I'm just gonna have to, I decided to wait on that, like long term. It's gonna take like 2 months maybe. More like 3 months. Yeah, like it's like 2 months and a half, really. After I get the spatial, get enough stigma resonance for the Ishikawa Gamin middle. And mainly the logic behind that is that I won't be able to get the full 3-piece for Lowenhoek not until the end of 5.2. So it's like, there's no real point to try to focus on getting fails upgraded to generation 3, because even if I do that, I'll just have 2 pieces of Lowenhoek. I won't have the 3-piece set. And it's like, I would be making the effort to try to upgrade Thales, and I won't be able to complete the Lowenhoek set not until end of version 5.2. So it's like, well, I'll just wait on that and, you know, worry about that later. And so I just figured I'll just focus on Shadow Knight because I can complete my objectives for her. So that was the reason why I decided to make the pulls, the supply drops for resources, mainly in the outfit supply and in the focus supply. I avoided the Hrungir Flame Scion supply mainly because I'm not interested in making pulls. I have, you know, got the bonus 5 whatchamacallits. And I'm just going to save the 5 expansion cards that we got as a gift for Hrungir Sentience. And the main reason why I've decided to do these things is because, you know, and like I've stated in my other videos, I've been spending a lot of crystals along the way for various other reasons. And I want to move forward with getting Hrungir Sentience to Triple S. I don't want to keep spending crystals on other things along the way. I want to start saving crystals so I can get Hrungir Sentience to Triple S. Also, too, Honkai 3rd guy, he put out a video talking about how MiHoYo closed down one of the servers for one of like their older games. And it's like, it just brought like a stark reality of like, you know, at some point, you know, Honkai Impact 3rd will see a similar let's say point in time, or a similar, will reach a similar point in its life cycle. So, you know, there's still some things I would like to accomplish, you know, before that happens. And also too, I don't want to be in a position to where, let's say a time like that happens sooner than I expect, and I still find myself trying to make investments to try to get Hrungir Sentience to Triple S. I want to try to, you know, finish that up. You know, there's still, I still plan to buy some of the monthly crystal packs, crystal bundles, like the monthly crystal bundles. I still plan to buy some of those. And I guess then when I said investments, not only did I mean in-game resources, I meant also too like monetary investments. And I just want to get to a period where I can enjoy the investments I've already made and see my plans come to fruition. And I want to have a period to enjoy, you know, whatever money that I did invest into the game. I want to have a period where I can actually enjoy that. And if I keep spending crystals on other stuff, you know, it's like I'm prolonging the period for me to see the things I truly desire to accomplish in this game. I'm extending the time period for me to actually see that, you know, occur. So that's pretty much it for this update. I covered all the things that I was interested to talk about. I meandered a while looking for information. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I guess the only other thing that I could just thought of is that I finally got all of Jinwei's wings skills maxed out. I was looking around, poking around yesterday, and I found out that you could use advanced skill material to upgrade her skills. That was a change that they made. So I had a whole bunch of advanced skill material. I have like close to like 200 that I've just been saving up, and I didn't have. I was like, well, I'll just use it for her. And I had to dump. It cost like 2K crystals. I'm sorry, 2K asterite. It cost 2K asterite for these. Where was it? It's in the asterite. It's in the asterite shop. 2,000 asterite for these mind stones. I had to buy 6 of those to upgrade the last skill of her ultimate. This freaking thing costed, it's not an ultimate, it's her passive. My bad. To upgrade the last skill in her passive tree, it costed advanced skill material as well as 1 mind stone for each upgrade. And there were 6 upgrades. I had to drop 12k asterite in order to be able to get that upgraded. And I was just like, why is this so expensive? So that's a very strong discouragement to build other elves. And because these other elves, you know, they have, for their skills, they have way more, you know, slots available for upgrade. So I can only imagine the cost it would take to get these suckers upgraded. But I guess that's pretty much it for this update now. I feel very good that I feel like I'm moving forward. My only plan right now is to wait it out to for Gushinso Memento. I'm still sitting at 99 fragments. I'm going to wait until I could get a character card before I get more of her fragments. This is a Valkyrie. Gushinso Memento is actually a Valkyrie that I actually enjoy playing. Like whenever I don't have her, but whenever I got a chance to use her, like in the what is it, the HI3rd Bunny event, like stage or whatever it was for her. We had to play in her open world specific for her story and stuff. You had the ability to unlock Gushinso Memento. And whenever I play with Gushinso Memento, I just like, you know, I like playing with her. I like the way she works. I like the way her moves look. I like the way her attacks sound. I think it's pretty cool. I like her over Arginite Artemis, and believe it or not, I like her over Starchasm Nyx. I just find Gushinso Memento like just fun to play, so I'm focusing on trying to, you know, get stuff ready for her. In that process, what that means is weapon. I just when I was making pulls, I managed to get an Isopilium as a weapon, and so this time around I kept it and I made it into a pre-arm. So once I'm able to once I get her unlocked, which will probably take me like about another 4 weeks or so to do that, I will have her weapon. And then it's just a matter of getting some stigmata pieces to put on her. I might just go ahead and build Scott for that purpose. I might try to go back some point in time later and build out Noheim again to put on her. I mean, I'm not quite sure. Mainly because, you know, I don't really use ice damage dealers a lot. I only use it to play with like other people so far and to try to beat certain content. And you know, they're gonna add I heard from understanding they're gonna add a tier 7 to Universal Mirage. And if they do that, you know, that's probably gonna require, oh, I'm sorry, a floor 7 to Universal Mirage. And if they do that, that's probably gonna require you to have, you know, the best of the best. And you know, I just don't know. To try to get a Generation 3 Ice Stigmata set. I just don't know. I'm just not sure. I might just have to stay at floor 6 on certain stages, on the ice stage. I mean, I'm not too sure if I want to go ahead and try to get the weapon for SNyx because she does a lot of ice damage. So that means I would also have to get like a Stigmata to Generation 3 at least. And I would have to legit either upgrade all the way from Generation 1 to all the way to Generation 3, which will be a huge amount of time, or try to make more pulls to get a Generation 3 Stigmata pieces, or Generation 2 ice Stigmata pieces that I could upgrade to Generation 3 to speed up the process. Because, you know, Gushinso Memento, she might not be up to snuff, mainly because of her ultimate. It does physical. It doesn't do like the amount of ice damage as others' ultimates do. It's that 900 attack of ice damage, which 900% attack of ice damage, which is low compared to other people. And then this deals 1,200% attack of physical damage. It's that right there. The bulk of her damage is coming from physical. And her ultimate, it needs to be like flipped. So she might not be up to snuff to take out certain enemies, especially at floor 7. And you might need to start having like certain team setups. It might just not be the Valkyrie by herself, might not be enough. You might need to have a certain team setups, which will also to be taking you towards whale country to not only get that character, but then to also to get them in their equipment. So this way that 2-man team when fighting alone will be enough to take out floor 7. And if that turns out to be the case, you know, I might not be able to really progress, and I might not be willing to make the investment to clear a floor 7. So we'll see what happens. All right. I'm trying to take the time to cover all the things I want to cover. I think I've done that. I said that before, but I keep thinking of other things. Because those things I'm thinking of now is usually what happens after I finished recording the video, saved it, and started uploading it. So hopefully, I think I covered everything. And I try to keep everything under the discussion part. So this way you'll know that this is about to be verbose. All right. That's pretty much it for now. I've talked about all the things I've been doing, planning to do. I made this video because I made some significant decisions that impact what I plan to do moving forward. All right, that's it. Peace.